Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. The full gang are back. Wayne's back from his bed. Welcome back. Good evening, Wayne. Please
Good
smash a
evening,
like on the
boys.
video. Please subscribe.
evening.
We're looking to get to that 300 mark by the end of the year. So your help would be much appreciated. If you're watching, please add a comment in. Get involved. There's quite a bit to talk about. Our opponent, I'll talk in a minute. Our opponents for Saturday evening. Arsenal's last 5 meetings have been Arsenal wins. Wolves hasn't beaten in the last 5 meetings. They're sitting 20th in the Premier League, 2 points from 14, winless in 15. Vowed to score in 6 of the last 7 games. Surely this is a home banker. Good evening, lads. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, good evening, boys. I'll pass that to you, David. Let you have your say, my friend. But good evening to you both. And as Tony reiterated, we getting to that magic 300 subscribers would be fantastic, guys. You know, anyone or friends who want to talk Arsenal, that's all we do here. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
No, same again. Good evening, guys. Thanks for watching. All your comments will be much appreciated. Whatever you want to talk about, just hit us up and we'll answer the question the best we can. For the game tomorrow, the one thing I want to see tomorrow is obviously goals. I want us to open up a little bit. I don't want us to be sort of in that shackled, bit playing boring, playing for set pieces. I want us to be a bit attacking. So, and the other thing I want Gyökeres to get some goals. He's got to try and at least get some half chances. Some chances would be nice first, but let's get some goals. If for him to get 1, 2, 3 would be absolutely marvellous. Hopefully that'd be him off and running them for over the Christmas period, you know. I was one of these people that when we was getting linked with Sesko and Gyökeres, that I wanted Gyökeres over Sesko definitely because of his goal scoring record.
Yeah.
With Sesko turning us down in previous windows and all that. So basically, but what I did say sort of to myself and to the family members, friends, and all that at work, colleagues, and that was. I was always going to give him Christmas time and afterwards for him to look his best because with all the messing around of him trying to leave Sporting Lisbon, he never had a pre-season. You can also see a guy who cost double the amount of money. He never had a pre-season. Isaac, I'm talking about. And look how he's in a similar sort of boat. And I'm not being funny. Gyökeres is getting more stick than Isaac. And he's cost double the money. So that's my little. I'll get off my soapbox now. But, you know, I think we can definitely get some goals in this game. We've got to put them to the sword, you know, build some confidence. Let's get the fans up with us. You know, we could score 3, 4 goals, 5 goals. You know, it'd be marvelous. You know, so let's go from there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dave, again, mate. I don't know if you're a mind reader or something, dude, but you got to stop it because you're taking the words out of my mouth, son. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
I was exactly going to go on that rant about Gyökeres. And again, for me as well, it's that in previous videos I said it. I will be saying it. I'm blue in the face. This bloke was trying to get out of Sporting Lisbon. He scored 97 goals. And he was still forcing his way out to say, I want to come to join Arsenal. You know, the Sporting Lisbon fans still love him anyway. But he was risking what he'd done there. He'd come there, won a league title, won cups, you know, 2 league titles. They were not a team winning. Benfica were winning, Porto. He went there and they started winning stuff. You know, so, and like you said, David, that's my cut-off. Tony will reiterate, and if you've watched previous before joining us on this chat, you would have seen it, mate. But that's you've just took the words out of my mouth, and I think that's why I'm backing your point up is because that's my exact fault. He's also in my FPL dream team. I've captained him. I want him to score 2 or 3. He needs it. We need it. You know, and it's just shut up. You know, to these other people, dude. There's a lot of criticism. I mean, let's say it's the same thing. Same thing as what I was very happy with. It's like Noni. We know Noni was playing well anyway, but them 2 goals in midweek would have done his confidence the world of good. Now we can obviously discuss, and it was obviously tough. My 11 because it's but I don't know if I can drop Saka, but Saka needs to be on his toes. And now with Jesus and Gyökeres, like someone said as well, he has to bang tomorrow night, boys. If he doesn't bang, Jesus comes on. Jesus might have to start against Everton. You know, so he's got to bang. I believe Mikel knows. You know, he even reiterated it. He said sometimes we're not finding him in the spaces we need to. So, for me, boys, it's in all due respect to Wolves. I want Gyökeres goals. Tone, what do you think?
Well, we spoke about it on Wednesday, right? He ain't going to start Gyökeres. He's going to go with Merino because he trusts Merino. Well, we had this debate the other day. He trusts Merino. Yeah. And I think he's gonna. They're not playing for Gyökeres. They're playing like when Jesus come on, right? He's slotted straight in, right? Because he's not a number 9. He's a false 9 like Merino. Do you notice how many chances he had over Gyökeres? And it made it 10 times worse for Gyökeres because he's probably walked off the pitch going, "I'm going to get absolutely pelted." By the critics.
Has this guy been out for a year and he's carving people up?
Yeah, and he had what 3 shots on target, Jesus, when he come on. He looked quite sharp, to be fair to him. But Gyökeres, you know, like I said, but that goal Madueke scores, watch the replay. Gyökeres takes the defender away, allows them to run into that space to have that shot. Now, if you play Merino against Wolves, it's going to be a frustrating game.
More condensed, isn't it?
They're going to sit in. Look, they haven't won a game all season. They're going to come to the Emirates and they're going to play for a draw. Well, I'll be shocked if they come out and try and win the game. They won't.
A point would be a good result for them, wouldn't it? Basically,
it's a free hit for them. And that sounds, you shouldn't disrespect any team. You go, but hopefully we won't. But Wolves will go there and go, right, this is a free hit, lads. This is the top of the league. They're high flying. We ain't won a game yet. Confidence levels are low. They're going to literally park the bus and hit us on the break, right? That is not a game for Merino. Sorry, that is not a game for it. That's a game for Gyökeres or worse, Jesus. It's nowhere. I don't want to see a false 9 in that team. You want a number 9, and you want to be pushing higher. Evening, Alf. How are you, mate?
Evening, Alf.
Do you feel Arsenal have to reopen the gap you had at the top of the Prem because of City being close to you now? Exactly. Yeah, of course. Right,
of course we do. Yeah.
On that point, thank you for your comment, mate.
Alf, good evening, mate. Thank you for joining.
I think that very good point. I was going to get into that this evening, right? I was saying today when we was on the reaction against Aston Villa, right? Very disappointing. But what gave me a bit of positivity was we're playing at home to Wolves, right? Yes, you've got to beat the team that's in front of you, and we should take nothing for granted in the Premier League, right? But we beat Wolves. City are going away to Palace on the Sunday. Now, how much pressure does that apply to City? You know, knowing that we're at an evening game of football, we've won quite comfortably. City then have to travel away to Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace won't want to lose that game. By the way, it's going to be a tough game for Man City, right? I found if exactly your point, Alf. I think that we do need to go. We need to get that cushion back. Right, because we're going into a very, very tough set of fixtures. Right, Everton after Wolves, away to Everton. Everton are high flying at the moment. Moyes has got them playing really well. That is not an easy away game. Then we've got some little tricky home result fixtures. We've got Brighton. I think we've got Palace in the Cup. Then we have
got Villa again. I think as well.
Villa again, Villa again.
On the 30th. Return game. Yeah,
on the 30th. So we haven't got an easy run there. So I think having that cushion, gives us a little bit of confidence going into that Everton game. But yeah, I think we do. Yeah, at the moment, as it stands, 2 points is too tight because I think the worst weekend this season for us is if we go and drop points at home to Wolves. Right? Yeah. If we do that, I don't see us win the Premier League. I'm going to make a statement there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be squeaky bum time, definitely.
Yeah,
Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne's like, nope. Go on.
No. Listen, I'm not. Listen, no, mate. I mean, it's just as I say, there's still a long way to go. You're right. You shouldn't lose at home to Wolves. The way they're playing and the way that Man United are one of the poorest teams I've seen so far. How they've been playing. Ruben Amorim is refusing to do anything other than putting 3 at the back. He, in my opinion, is not suited to Premier League football. That's my opinion. And Man United turned them over at their ground and not 4-1.
It was like 9-1.
And it could have been, they were boom, boom, boom. We have to rest the players well, Tone, but we also we have to give people give people. Yeah, thank you for joining me here. You enjoy that, my friend. Hope you have a great time there, matey.
Have a good one.
How are you, mate?
We'll be following you on TikTok, matey, if you've got any videos. But thank you for joining the channel, matey. Enjoy. But yeah, listen, I want to pass it to David on his views as well. But I think this is it's too early in the season, but you have to beat this kind of team. You have to. You can't be disrespectful to them, Tone. Because what they've got to do is, this is one of them games, and you're right, it could be a banana skin, because listen, it's not we're Arsenal, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and it's all us, me, I'm not saying that, but it does seem to me that teams, whether you guys agree, teams seem to always have something for Arsenal, as opposed to, they'll get battered against Man U, they get battered against someone else, but they have something for us. Seems to be their thing.
They find
it's vitally important. I didn't want to, exactly, and I didn't want to cut you off anywhere. So I wanted to let you talk, because you were 100% right. This is not a game for Moreno. A game for Moreno is when you got a tight team where don't be surprised, boys, if he might do that, a Moreno or a Havertz against a City away. If you want control up top, but you can't play him. You can't play him there. Yeah, so I'll pass it on to you, Dave.
As we've just said, what happens to Gyökeres? If you don't play him in a game like this, then all you're looking on is like when we pull out the FA Cup and we're trying to get him games and minutes there. This is the game to play Gyökeres. The other player that is I know we're going to talk about this in a little while in more depth, but the other player that's got to be looking to stay in the team is Benjamin Blanco. Benny Orange. I think he's got to stay in the team, I do generally think that the guy's not done nothing wrong. We've got injuries in the defence, so now start to road. Obviously, Saliba may be back on Arteta's press conference. He's saying Rice, Saliba, and Timber are going to be back.
If I'm being honest with you, just sorry to cut in there, Joe.
Go on, mate.
I don't think if Saliba is fit, don't play him. Put him on the bench.
Keep him for Everton.
You want him,
it's vitally important having a player like that.
I'd go as far as saying as well that we probably could get away with playing Rice on the bench, putting Rice on the bench and giving him 30 minutes.
Totally.
I genuinely think we could.
Bruges and Wolves, this is the time before Christmas to actually keep the rotation without sort of thinking that we're taking the piss out of Wolves. Sorry, pardon my French, but I think that I do generally think that this is another game where and have the big boys on the bench for this one, just in case. Just in case, if it's 0-0, we need an Eze to sort of pick the lock for us because he's the lock picker. Then he might have to do that. When the legs get tired, let Gyökeres be the battering ram for 60 minutes. Then Jesus might come on, or Moreno, little flick, little goal from a cross or something.
And I spoke about it the other day. I mean, it's got to be so frustrating for him because he runs his absolute bollocks off every game.
That's the thing why everyone else is getting all the glory.
It must be so frustrating. He walks off. He's absolutely knackered, blown out of his socks, right? And all the other, like on Wednesday, Martinelli and Madueke, all the plaudits, right? He literally just got criticised for not scoring.
Do you not think though, Tone,
doing off the ball?
Do you not think though that he should just for one game, if Arteta's telling him to do all this, right, and he's not getting a sniff? Do you not think, right, like if I'm Gyökeres, I'm in this mindset, right, today against Wolves, I'm not running anywhere other than in between the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
I'm not going into channels. I'm not going for dead ends. What I'm going to do is I'm keeping on the shoulder. I'm going to play what game I scored Sporting goals from. Like how I got my hat-trick against Man City. I'm going to play on the last man. I'm going to bully centre-backs in the middle. And I'm going to play on the last. And I'm going to keep on making runs through. Obviously, on this game, it's going to be condensed in space, so I've got to work it on the counter-attack when they do push after halfway. But I'm going to be a menace to. I'm going to pick the smallest centre-back, and I'm going to go from there. And I would not be going into like wide and all that. I'll be staying in between them lines and trying to see if I can get myself 2 or 3 shots. And then and then Gyökeres, it'll click in his head and think, right, this is what I've got to do. Just a little bit of tactical change.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you. Like, Ian Wright done that. He stayed between the width of the 2 goalposts, right? That was his job, right?
Yeah.
I think with him, he back with Ian Wright was playing. Social media wasn't what it was today, right?
No.
And literally, he players know they read social media, right? They're human beings. They're going to see social media, and he probably sees the criticism he's getting. So he's probably self-conscious of that and going, I better touch the ball or make look I'm actually doing something. Whereas I wouldn't mind Gyökeres not touching the ball for 70 minutes, but then scoring in that 75th minute because he's there when we need him. That's what a striker does, right? He makes them shuttle runs, but he literally chases down everything. The guy's chasing shadows all game, right?
He's blowing out his backside, isn't he?
He should just go, right, I'm going to stay here on the last man. There's been occasions where the ball's gone over the top and he's run onto it. Like, yeah, granted, he's the 1-on-1 that he had that time. He missed it, but he needs more of that. It makes them runs.
Saka's last goal that Saka scored against us, the keeper saves it and he parries it up high. Now, Saka's in the 6-yard box there. He could easily square that to Gyökeres. Yeah. Now, obviously, Saka scored, so that's why we papered over the cracks there a little bit. Now, there's a prime position of Gyökeres where you want your striker to be. He could have laid him off there, but Saka he needs his own numbers. Obviously, he's struggling. But on the flip side of that, Declan Rice puts a lovely ball through with his left foot, goes right on the floor, then it curls right round the goalkeeper. All the centre backs are looking. Where's Gyökeres? He's nowhere to be seen. He's blowing out of his backside where he's been chasing shadows. You know, you want him in that part where he's sliding in, one touch, bang, finish. You know, that's where you want him. You want him in between the goals, in between the sticks, mate.
He's got no confidence. Sorry, Alf.
I'll get my point on that, but we'll answer this. That question there. Again, I will still reiterate that. As said in previous videos, we're getting chased down by a City side that have. And they're maybe missing 2 or 3 players that will.
Yeah, they're not the City of
They're not the City of old boy. So I'll say to you that it's still early.
They're still on.
There's still a long way to go. And without being too big-headed as an Arsenal fan, we have, when we have got everyone fully fit, one of the best squads in the league in terms of depth and quality of player, boy. So thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but I think it's still early as well. It'll be, look, let them have it and let's chase them down, sort of thing, if that's the case. But yeah, Everton can be tricky, but we're more than capable if we got the right tactics to beat them, you know. But yeah, thanks for that, Alf.
Nice one, Alf.
The one thing you could depress yourself, boys, going back to Gyökeres, because you watch his goals even for Coventry, for Sporting. He's a player that just plays with space in the box, takes the ball under his control, bang. Give that boy a chance, and and like you said, David, this is the problem. Mark, is it a problem when a manager's saying to him, right, let's close, lead from the front, press from the front? He also got a muscle injury as well from doing that, in my opinion, because he's constantly chasing. This is a guy that, yes, as a striker, you shouldn't be a lazy, you shouldn't be a lazy whatever. You shouldn't. Yeah. I'd have it. Then basic 11 aside. Wayne, come on, chase it down. Blah blah blah. I mean, I was fatter and asthma. You know what I mean? So I'm nowhere near Gyökeres' level. But he's not going to not chase them down, boys. But he's been doing so much work, so much running the channels, and the ball's not coming, and he's chasing that. Sometimes you just got to go. Give me a chance in the box. Bang. Right, he did it. Ian Wright as well had the same career path as Gyökeres, and he was He was a late bloomer, and then Wright he was banging goals in.
He used to play for the same club I played for, Tannum B. I used to play for the same club as him actually. Tannum B. Yeah, he's from around that
Lewisham boy anyway as well.
Catford, and Brockley and all that.
Catford, Brockley around there, and same sort of like with Kevin Campbell and David Rocastle, and the boys like that. And he's come from there, and he got his shot in that time. And this is the same thing with Gyökeres, in my opinion. And Wright, he actually alluded to that in a video a while back. But again, this is we are leveled with a different paint. Sorry, best way to say it was painted with a different brush with everybody. Why is Isak the most expensive British striker? I mean that British transfer. Sorry, I know he's Swedish. Why is he not getting any criticism? Why is it all? Oh, you look at Gyökeres, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, he's coming back, like David said as well, and you're 100% right, and that's our thing. Like, Gyökeres didn't have a pre-season, Isak's not have a pre-season, yeah? But again, Isak is slowly working himself back. He might, he's not fit enough to start, but he didn't have an injury. Gyökeres has had a muscle strain. He was out for that. And apparently, he's got strapping on his fingers. He's broke his fingers as well.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you boys, But if I've got something when I'm running around, I'm thinking about that in the back of my head as well. That's you're human beings. He's obviously had contact. If someone fell on there, might be a broken finger or whatever. It's disrupting. Sorry, his momentum. So it's that's why I think this is one of them games. It's vitally important. To get him firing.
Definitely.
Cool. Nice little segue onto the starting 11. Let's do it.
Oh yeah. There he is.
Here we go.
There he is.
Right.
Good man.
Look, I think.
Yeah. What I'll do, boys, is I'll explain what it is, and I want you boys obviously to. If there's anything different. What I want to explain here as well is, when you're busy, I've just come back. I was come back from a meal. I'm trying to settle the girls, and I'm trying to get this thing to put me onto a 4-1-2-2-1 with the wingers, sort of like at the front. What it is with this at the moment, Subamendi's played a lot of football as well. Subamendi played a full 90. If Rice is fit, I think you can go for it. He's tried it again. I don't know if it was Leeds or someone else. Eza and Ødegaard as the advanced midfielders. A sitting midfielder, Deckers, if he's fit, give him 60 minutes, rotate with Subamendi, or vice versa, boys. Yeah. So if Subi and he's like, look, Rice is not quite fit to start, fair enough. But I just want to explain that it's Ødegaard. I know I'll put him left 8. I'd love to see him there for some games, but I think him and Eza as an advanced kind of pairing, dropping in, because with this team they're going to sit. Wolves are going to, as Tony said, they're going to want to counter attack. I think the back line picks itself. You've got to play White. MLS has got to play because Calafiori has got a suspension. Timber, if he's fit. If not, you'd have to put Norgard there because you had no choice, But Timber as well, I'd say 60 minutes. And if you're comfortable enough, swap him out, or even bring the young lad on, Marley Salmon, or
Boys. I'll just throw something in there.
Yeah.
I would, for this game, I would put White centre back and put Timber back at right back.
It's different. I mean, the thing is with it doesn't necessarily matter where. I mean, both can do that role. Benny White has played there, and then I think personally, Tone, he likes White as a marauding right-sided, right-sided defender, mate. And what it is if he's got Saka, I'll put Saka in as well, because again, another one, boys, which we can debate, and this is what you need. This is what it's all about, Martinelli's just whipped in a fantastic goal. Are you going to drop Saka? Though I do believe that Noni Madueke is really running him close. And,
I would.
So do you put Noni sort of like there for this game? Maybe you could again to bring Saka on again and save him for Everton. Yeah. Gyökeres has to stay in there. But this lineup, boys, is and I'll pass it over to both of you now. Whoever wants to take a shot. But my feeling is go for two midfielders, advanced midfielders in Eza and Ødegaard. Get a relationship building, and let's get Rice or Subamendi or even Norgard if you have to. If you're going to get Timber or White at the back and get them sitting, what do you boys think?
Go on, Dave. I know you, mate.
Me personally, I'd make 3 changes. I think this is very close to what he will actually do. But me personally, I'll change Timber. If Saliba's ready, I maybe would give Saliba a few minutes and then bring him off with comfortable, depending on how the game's flowing, just to get him back into the swing of it. But I would take Timber off. I'd leave White, Nkapi, MLS, Raya. I'm very happy with that. I'm really happy with Ødegaard in the left 8 spaces for this game because we want Eze to play the 10 and Ødegaard to drop deeper and pick out Eze, And obviously, Eze won't filter right as much as what Ødegaard does. Saka, I'm not dropping him because I'm having a go at him. I'm leaving him out because Madueke's just had a really good game, and also there's a lot of football to be played. So as Saka, we know what we get from Saka. It's not a punishment. It's absolutely a thing to say, look, we rate you that much, we're saving you. It's like kind of a privilege in a way. But yeah, Rice, Timber, Saka, Timber, and Rice. I wouldn't play. That's the ones I wouldn't play. If Saliba's not fit, I'd play Norgard in midfield. And then it would have been Zubimendi and Rice rotating the 60 minutes. So whichever one take your pick. But yeah, I would play Zubimendi instead of Rice because he's had another game off, isn't he? You know, so that's
another
about
one
where
quickly
I thought of it, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Another one I want to shrink because it's your. I want to shrink it back to your tone, but I want to put it with a thought process for you as well. That I've heard, and I just want obviously your thoughts as well as obviously Dave to chirp in if needed, and if he needs to say what he needs to say. Someone has said as well that like Rafinha, we was after him, wasn't we? Because he's now playing sort of like left. He was playing left wing, and he was having an absolute stormer, and he's improved tenfold for Barcelona. There's questions where people are asking, can you potentially do that with a Madueke? And instead of obviously Martinelli in the left, when I think obviously again he's had a good enough thing, but people are asking. I want to pass that to you, Tone. That people are saying, look, could you convert him? Because remember as well, before I pass it back to you, Rafinha played at right wing. Could you do that to Madueke, and he could have moments out in the left wing where he can develop as a talent out there?
No.
You don't rate him on the left.
He's done it when he's gone on the left. He's been shit for me. Anyone disagree with me in the comments? But the whole point of buying Madueke is he's a right winger for competition, right? If I see the starting 11, right, the same with Eze and Odegaard, by the way. If I see the starting 11 and he's either gone with Madueke on the left or Eze on the left, it tells me that Arteta isn't strong enough to make a decision, right? Because he
won't drop Saka though, Tone, will he? And Noni, if Noni's playing well, you need it.
Then Noni goes on the
team,
bench,
don't you?
Then you got this is where you manage the team, right? Noni had a blinder on Wednesday, and naturally he starts. I just think that's how it works. Saka's not been great. He's not been great, right?
Yeah, that's a good
You'd
point.
have no divine right to start, and I think Tuchel at England's doing exactly the same. Saka has no divine right to start for England, right? Because Madueke's been playing well for England, right? As much as I love Saka, I think Saka is world class.
He had no competition on that side, has he?
Yeah, now he's got competition. I think it will send a massive statement to Saka, and it will show his character, test his character, and go, look, Madueke's starting today. He had an absolute blinder, so you're gonna have to go on the bench. And when you come on, I want to see you match that level, right, with a goal, right?
Yeah.
And almost
thing as well, Tone. Sorry as well to keep that, but same thing as well was say with like Jesus coming back now. And what I was saying about Havertz and Gyökeres, Gyökeres has been signed to be our number 9. If he's not playing well, you play, because you think about it, if he's fully fit, Gyökeres was starting all the time, wasn't he? So you're right, mate.
Even Alfie agrees with me. Cheers, Alf. No, I think that.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, no, he said Madueke for Saka.
He agrees with me. Madueke.
Yeah. Sorry, thank you, Alf. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
I think Saka was good on. Well, he was okay at Aston Villa, right? But he was probably the best of a bad bunch because I think, to be fair, I think Rice has been our most consistent player this season. Yeah. But Saka's not got going for me, and I generally think that he's got complacent with his role because I generally think that Madueke being fit, he starts regardless. And I think tomorrow is a really good opportunity for Arteta to set the grounds now and go, Madueke's starting. You're gonna have to go on the bench. This isn't a resting situation. This is me saying he's had a better game. I can't drop him, right?
No, I agree with that time.
Yeah, and I think also. My one thing with Eze, I feel that Eze should start this game over Odegaard. And if Odegaard goes in the 8, even better, because then you can put Norgard or Zubimendi there and rest Rice and put him on the bench, right? Which I don't think he's going to do, right? I think that if he plays Eze on the left, we've got a problem. It just means that he's trying to please everyone, and it's about the balance of the team. I think Arteta cost us that game away to Villa. Right, because he didn't want to upset Eze, and he realised at half time that he made a fucking fuck up. He took him off. It was too late, right? And I'm going to say this, and I reiterate this: if Martinelli is on that pitch against Aston Villa don't score that first goal because he will track back. He'll capture his runner. Now, what I don't want him doing is playing Madueke on the left because he wants to compromise because he doesn't want to drop Saka. Sorry, make a decision. Madueke had an absolute blinder. Saka's not been great. Right? Yeah, he scored a few goals. You want Saka to realise that his role isn't comfortable. That's what you want from a player. You want them to go, right, I'm dropping you for this game because he's been better than you. Anyone that's played football will know Alfie plays football at a high level. If he's getting dropped in his position, he's going to be on that bench. Yeah, he's going to be pissed off, but you're going to be sitting there going, actually, when I get on that pitch, I'm going to actually show Madueke why I'm better. Prove the manager wrong. Arteta don't do enough of that for me. And I think there's a lot of, he's squad managing, yes. But what I don't want it to be is, Madueke played on Wednesday because it was a squad rotation thing, which it was. What you want from players is when they are rotated, when they come in, to challenge the people in their roles. Like Ben White, he's done nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong, Timber's an absolutely blinding right back. But at times you go, okay, well, the guy's in form now. I've got to pick someone.
Ben White is a great example. Look how long he sat on the bench and waited for his place back.
Yeah, I think that,
you know.
Yeah.
What's this one, Sam?
Yeah, mate, brilliant, mate. Thanks, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining,
mate.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
come on, you Gunners.
We reiterate that 100%.
It's not been an easy 10 years, but thank you for your comment. Yeah, I agree with you. There's been thick and thin. I think we're enjoying some positives now. We've gone through a lot of shit as Arsenal supporters, and we're in a good place.
Another thing to join onto that, and thank you for joining in it, and everyone sort of like commenting. I mean, this is what it's all about, and in sort of like
get your comments in, guys.
You don't agree with us, you think we're waffling, but one thing I want to say though is which you're right in it, and I want to. We've been hogging the convo, so I want to get David's views as well. So I'm going to pass it to you as soon as I can, Dave. But I want to just say to you boys as well, all right? This is a headache that I'd hate to have.
Good headache. Yeah, no, I was just going to say that.
It's a great headache to have. You do agree with that, David?
Yeah, you want problems. You don't want last season's squad where you're trying to rely on 12, 13 players to get you through all these competitions. And you're you're banging your head against the wall because you're trying to fit square pegs into round holes and fill that where you ain't got the players to incorporate all the positions and all the games that we've got to play. Yeah. Now, at the same point, as Tony said, as you've just said yourself, Wayne, form, you've got to be picking form players as well.
No,
so as Tony's also said, you don't get no divine right to stay in the team. The only guy who's been pushing Saka for England and not for Arsenal, but pushing Saka for England is Gerard Bowen. Now, the only reason he ain't played more for England is because he plays for West Ham. Now, if he played for a Liverpool or someone a little bit higher, then he probably would have been pushing him a little bit more, because I actually quite rate Gerard Bowen. I think he's quite a good player. But that's neither here nor there. So the thing is, what Saka has, he has had it comfortable, and he ain't had no one pushing him for a little while, has he? So the little bit of fire underneath his backside, sitting on the bench, and he's looking around. God, this ain't been done before. I ain't had to be second fiddle. The only thing is, though, where he's one of Arteta's young crop, what brought him up, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, and these guys he's built up with these. So will he stay loyal to him? Odegaard, to a certain extent, will he stay loyal to him? I hope that he does make the strong decision and don't play Mudweki left, because I don't think Mudweki's as good on the left hand side.
Him or Eze? If I say him or Eze on the left,
I can't understand, because back when I used to watch football, a left footer used to be on the left hand side, and a right footer on the right hand side. David Beckham was one of the best crossers of the ball. Didn't have no pace, didn't have no skills, but he'd take one touch, take it thing, and he'd bend it round the defender. Yeah. You had obviously Overmars for Arsenal. Now look at that guy. He'd get the ball on the halfway line, and then he'd take the left foot, cross goal into the bottom corner, bang. Thanks a lot for coming. That's how it. So all this cutting inside, I get a little bit fed up with it all the time. I don't want to see me wingers keep on inverting. That's the problem with Eze. He won't go round the outside because he is actually another player that's not as athletic as you think he is. Where he's a heavy set guy, and also he's very technical. So he relies on his technical ability to drop the shoulder, then hit a curler from round into the top hand corner, what they always hit, all the same people. He ain't got the speed or the sort of athleticism to keep beating his fullback. The one thing about Mudweki is he is a one-on-one demon. The guy does like a one-on-one, and he's got a little bit of a turn of pace to get past people. but he seems to thrive more on the right hand side. So yeah, Saka's they've got to make a call.
It really is. When he's on the right hand side, it's night and day. When he's on the left, he looks uncomfortable on the left for me.
I think what it is with that is I suggest it. Look, I'm not saying that for one job. What it was there's been there's conversations.
Mate. It's just giving different options.
It could be an option, but one thing I'd say to you as well, boys, that could be one. Saka played from the left as well. Could you instead of having it set as a Madueke on the left, Saka on the right, could you interchange if it's not working? Saka as well could become a beast on the left. We don't know because he's not been tried there. He's always played on the right.
If I was going to try something, Wayne, so I interrupt you there. If I was going to try something, I would move Saka out to the left, right?
Yeah.
Then my next point I'm going to make to you, and again, this is a massive, really good problem to have, is Martinelli had a great game on Wednesday.
You can't drop Martinelli. You can't drop Martinelli.
Such a good game where you can't drop him. I'm sorry.
Again, boys. Trossard, sorry, Tone, but
he's fit.
It's because if Trossard's going to be fit or he's going to be ready for Everton, he does. Look what he did at Aston Villa. The guy was half injured. Come on, half hour, got us back in the game. Come off, and we then dropped our level and we allowed him back in.
I never thought I'd say this.
There, boys.
At the start of the season, I'd never thought I'd say this, but Trossard is our best left winger at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Can I go one step further? Is he the best left winger in the league? Before he got injured,
on form, people. No, but listen, that's not. Listen, what?
Semenyo, is he a left winger?
No, Semenyo's left. Yeah,
but he ain't done nothing for about 6 games. He only scored.
He's let me down in my FPL.
If we're going on form, on form, go on, talk, lads. I'll do a bit of research.
But you're right.
Very good point.
He's upset me, Tom. Right, you bring this stat up the bugger. Last 6 games.
Yeah. But look at his first games. He was cooking. The boy was
cooking. It's you know what, and this is what I'm saying as well, where people are judging Eza for sort of, I know, as Tony said, it's the correct. He, for me, is if there was someone to cover his defensive responsibilities, he can be, which I've said in previous videos. Why I said it was because he's a left-hand side biased player. So why I think Arteta leans towards putting him there is that he can come drifting from onto his right, have a bang, or he can create havoc from there. Mm-hmm. Problem is against Villa, like Tony said, and again, which I think was just blatantly obvious, that Martinelli, this is the problem you have, boys, yeah? Trossard that works hard as well. He's not got the engine of Martinelli, but he's more defensively sound than Eza at the moment because he's played in the team longer. But, Eza needs to be the Trossard replacement for the future because Trossard's not getting any younger. He's still playing a vital role in this team and he's been phenomenal since the start of the season. He's made me eat my words about getting a new left winger. Martinelli, as Tony said, it's that fine balance, boys. Because if Eza did what Martinelli does, that goal would have been conceded because Martinelli has got the pace up and down. And sometimes Martinelli struggles in the offensive side of the game or taking on his fullback. But as a defensive left winger, he's phenomenal.
Alfie's thrown one in there, yeah. I was just thinking that, Alf.
Yeah, listen.
Doco,
I want that for me. I don't.
Yeah, I think
Doku's scored 1 goal in about 10 games.
Yeah, but Doku's been really good. He's been City 1, City.
He scored 1 goal. It's pure hype.
Doku. Yeah, Dave. I'm with Dave here, Tone.
Pure hype.
Thanks again for the comment, Alf. I mean, for me, I think Doku's
good talking point.
He's a good player. I mean, Esteval, Alf is a bit young. He's still got a lot to learn. And Pedro Neto, I think he's all pace. I don't like him, boy.
I like him.
I don't think he's top level, Tone. And
I'd have Trossard over them 3.
I would say as well. I would say when you get Noni fully fly, I'd even have Noni ahead of Neto when he's fully on it. Neto,
I would take Doku at Arsenal. I think he's explosive.
He's just for me. Doku goes quite a lot.
Neto's so good. They bought Garnacho.
Yeah,
says it all, boy. And Kittens
and Jamie Gittens.
Not Kittens. He's Kittens.
Yeah,
he's soft, mate. He's soft.
But listen, the thing is, with Pedro Neto, he's as someone said, he's lost a yard of pace because he pinged his hammy so many times for Wolves. But yeah, it's a good thing, Alf. I mean, look, what Dave's saying with that, is, as I say, we interpret things differently. But in terms of form, prior to Trossard, who's been I think I might put the mockers on him because I said in another video that he's been fully fit for 2 years and missed 1-2 games. But I think what you're getting at, Dave, is these numbers he's putting up. Let's put it this way: look at Trossard. He's one of the best finishers at the club. As a Tottenham fan, Alf, as rival fans, they're not going to see it that way. But have a look. Trossard's one of the best finishers at this club. Once Gyökeres gets up and going, he might put him up. But at the moment, he's still struggling. But you look at Jesus, Jesus as well, sometimes he's a technical ability. His ability to get on the ball in and around the box, in and around the players, his ability to play on, but Trossard's one of the better finishers at the club, I'd say.
So stats are an important thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Go on,
mate. Who do you think's been the most consistent left winger this season?
What we talking, goals? Are we talking
goals?
GA?
I think if you go with goals,
Semenyo
has scored 6 goals, right?
Yep.
Who do you think has scored the same amount of goals as him this season? So we're talking about left wingers. You won't even guess it because his name ain't come up.
He plays for someone like Leeds or Brighton or someone like that.
No, it is Bremo from Man United has scored 6
goals. Fair cop. I like Brian and Bremo.
Is he?
Yeah. Then
Trossard. He doesn't score when I've put him in the FPL team.
Trossard's got 4 goals. So,
and then Doku got 1 goal. I thought he was right.
I thought Cunha plays left for Man United.
I thought he plays more right. Was right, Bones.
Well, on my stats, it's put him down as a left winger. So I don't know if he's,
unless he's shifted.
Can't argue, can you?
I don't watch. You know what it is? I don't think he plays with out and out wingers anyway, Tony. I think fair, so maybe he plays from the left, but at his system don't always play. If we're looking at stats, right, I think Doku's got the most assists, 4 assists this season, and you got Trossard and Semenyo with 3 assists. So if you're looking at stats, Trossard isn't technically the best in the league. He's probably
how many goals Doku got, Tone?
He's got 1.
Told you.
1 in 15. 1 in 15. But yeah, it's.
I think
I don't like that guy. I think he's.
Listen, I'm not. The thing is that Pedro Neto is good tone, but I think there's a limit to his ability, and I think Chelsea, if he's playing for Chelsea, obviously I don't like the fair fella, but I don't think I'm being unbiased. I'm just looking at him as a pure footballing perspective. I think he's a guy who's pace. He's got a thing or two about him, but he's not consistent enough. Doku reminds me of a player that will take everyone on everyone. He's just like like Aaron Lennon, which obviously Alf was too young, but Mark would tell him. And
running to the stand, wouldn't he?
He'd do this. He'll take the player on. You're thinking this kid's great, and then it's that end product. And I think Doku is the same.
He wants to beat you and then let you get up and beat you again.
Beat you again, as opposed to doing what is fundamental to a winger. So I'm with David on that one, Tone. I mean, but I get what you're saying. For us, it's biased, but I think defensively, if you get defensive stats up, Tone, and you get what Trossard has gone through and the shift he's been putting in, you compare every single level of the stats. He's got to be coming up there or thereabouts. He has been very. He's had 2 or 3 games he's had to end up missing. His numbers could have been improved anyway.
Sorry, Tone. You said he had 3 assists and 4 goals.
Right? Yeah, 3 assists and 4 goals. Yeah.
So how many of them goals have been winners? How many points has he earned from them goals?
That's
another one to look at.
Yeah. If you're going to, what I'd say, Dave, I'll tell you what, because it
ain't the 4th goal in a 4-1 win. It's the 1st goal in a 1-0 win. Sorry, boys, to interrupt.
No.
I'm looking at the stats.
I'll tell you what I'll change it to, Dave.
Boys, and going, that's bullshit, boys. So
but listen, it's not bullshit. I'll tell you what I'll change it to, Dave. Right, and then it'll be less controversial because I don't want to change it. Everyone, that we're all 3 of us. We're entitled to everyone anyway, but us in this chat entitled to an opinion. I'll change it to he's the number 1 clutch player in the league.
Yeah,
I always said he was the best 12th man. He was like the best
super sub.
But
he's even better than that this season, isn't he?
Of course he is, and this is what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying, mate. I'm on your page. I don't think it's out there. What you're saying is the output that he's doing, and he's important goals that have actually helped us. If we hadn't conceded, we've been praising Trossard at the Aston Villa game, going he's got us back there, and we got a draw out of that because we were poor.
I'm sure it was him who scored the goal when we beat we beat Villa before. I think season
Yeah, it was.
season
He scored again and got it on. You know, so listen, you have to. All you're saying is, and I'm with you, mate. You're saying let's respect Trossard. I think he's had a phenomenal season, and he's consistent. And that's who's the most consistent left winger? Could be another one, mate. But I get what you're saying, David.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a close call, isn't it?
It's a close call, and he's up there. He's up there at the moment in terms of the output of the left wingers in the Premier League. So you can't argue that.
If we're looking at similar stats, would you swap him for Semenyo?
Now, Semenyo's classic winger, hot and cold. A winger is naturally inconsistent. That's what wingers are, aren't they?
I think he's got time on his side. Listen, Tone, I'm going to say, because that's a biased question, because of how Trossard is playing, I would not want him out of my team one jot this season.
Yeah.
But if someone said to me, there's a chance to get Semenyo, I'd say we'll get him. The problem is as with every, as David has said, every winger. But listen, throughout our history, we could look back at Sanchez, like I've made, and say about left wing. We go, Sanchez was phenomenal, but Sanchez went through stages. Robert Pires, in my opinion, is the best left winger that we've ever had. And he was inconsistent, not inconsistent, but you know what I mean. He went through patches. Players will go through patches. Semenyo, I think, is up. He's leveling up this season, and we could jump on that. But it's all dependent. But it's a tough one because I like what Trossard's done. He doesn't deserve to be chucked out of the team one jot. And Arteta loves him, by the way, boys. He loves him. So
me personally, I'll go with what Wayne said.
Semenyo. It's a tough one, Tone. Good question.
Centre mid first for me, other than the left winger.
Centre mid is priority, as I said. I agree with you, but I think if there's a chance for it, I mean, because what it is, you've got to watch out. There were players sniffing around Semenyo, but I'd say if there's a chance for it, and you might go, look, you know, Leo, you're fantastic. Are you willing to kind of have an impact sub role? Because again, we've got Martinelli. What do you do with Martinelli if you get Semenyo? It's tough on him because Martinelli's fighting. He's a stat I don't know if you picked up on, Tone, but he's actually broke a record for being the first Arsenal player to score 5 goals.
Yeah,
we did.
We watched the last stream, mate. We mentioned that.
Yeah, I was sleeping, mate. I was sleeping. Yeah, some of us, too busy. 250 parcels. I'm tired. Yeah. It's a good stat. I love your stat. Well done. I know you pick it up anyway because you are a stat man. But yeah, that's it's tough. But yeah.
Ain't to be sniffed at for all the players that we had in the Champions League over all them years that we qualified. This is the point I made the other night. We played Champions League 20 years on the trot, and no player like Omri, Pires, Lundberg has done that.
It's a nut stat.
It is very mad.
It's crazy, and it's tough. He's the boys fighting. And like I said as well to you, Dave, and I said to yourself, Tone. I know obviously with the money again that Jesus is on. I think Jesus will be an important Champions League player, and maybe Martinelli's your Champions League player. You know, maybe Trossard at the moment. If you do look for a Semenyo, because why it is with Semenyo, there's a window, boys. There's the first 2 windows of January. They want to get rid of him.
Not release clause, isn't there? The release clause comes out in January. I think 65.
Yeah, what it is he wants to go. He wants to go, and Bournemouth want a replacement, so they want like 2 weeks of the window, him sold if he wants to go, and they want 2 weeks left. So it's a race against time if we wanted him for the future. I think in terms of that he could nail that left winger position down in the future, but right now we've got 2 players who are fighting to be in that team and doing very well. And we can't.
He's another big bloke, though. Land of the Giants, our team.
He's a unit. He's a unit. He's a strong lad. He's a strong lad, and I think he could add. Semenyo, Eze, Saka, Madueke, if you need to as well. It will be a phenomenal front line, and it's a tough one, Tone. But I'd say eventually, yeah. But Trossard, you cannot count out. He's been phenomenal for us, in my opinion, this season as well. We love him.
Odegaard becomes our central midfielder that we want, then, isn't it?
Well,
because if
that is a very good shout.
Yeah, Trossard.
I think in this sort of game. In this sort of game, there's no harm in playing him there because you can have Zubimendi or Rice sweeping across the back four.
That's a very good shout because, again, in terms of positional play, then you release it. And, you could also look at it as well if push comes to shove. Well, you'd have Havertz back as well. Havertz would cover that number 10. You can drop Odegaard back into your midfield. All I would say is if you're going to look at it, buy a player that's 19 and you can build in, get him in, we've got MLS, we've got Wanyeri. Dalman, unfortunately, is injured, but he's a young lad. Get an 18, 19-year-old who's got a good ceiling, a high ceiling, and get him learning the team. and get him eventually playing, because you've got that option there. And I did say, Tone, didn't I? Ødegaard could add into that, drop back into a left 8. But let's see, boys. But I would say you have to put your boat, your house, your Ferrari on Semenyo if there's a chance to get him. Definitely.
Look at the other mob down the road, the Tottenham. They're two youngsters that come back in the team, Bergvall and Archie Gray. Now they turned the corner again. They're not relying on Bentancur and Papis Sarr or the other guy.
It's the ceiling, Dave. Exactly.
I like Bergvall. I think he would be quite. He's got a little bit of.
This is what I'm saying, Dave. You have to have them players. You're right, 100%. And Tottenham, they've got that. They've got players coming. We need to have that player that you might end up saying, we've got Subamendi. He's not guaranteed to start. We've got this kid. Rice ain't guaranteed to start. Like, another thing I was going to bring up, and you've just reminded me quickly before we kind of wrap it up. Saka is considered our number one winger. Yeah, he does deserve to be challenged.
Yeah, no, straight.
And everything you've said, boys, he deserves. If he on form, he should play ahead of Saka. Excuse me. Who's going to challenge Declan Rice?
No one at the moment.
You need to get someone in. If you can't get someone, I'm not saying Declan Rice should drop because he's undroppable. I'm saying you need a player behind him to go, look, keep playing the way you're playing, Dex, because we got this kiddie coming through. We got this 19, 20-year-old centre midfielder who could be the next Busquets, if you like. I'm not saying they're going to. Please,
do you like the guy for Palace, Walton?
Yeah, he's good.
He's a classy operator. I like him. I don't want to upset Palace fans and Palace in general because we've got Eza.
We've got Reece Nelson for sale. They can have him.
Walton is a very good player. We can't, if you allow him to go to Man United or a Liverpool, whoever team want to come in, a City for argument's sake, it could be dangerous. Because the boys
you're right. You are right.
He's on the up. He's come from lower football, and that seems to be the thing. Lower league football. Gyökeres was at Coventry. Players come from that play. There's a lot of players doing it right now, and he's another one who's just come from Blackburn, he's turning up in the Premier League and making it look easy. So, I agree with you, mate. That's a good shout.
Another talking point, right? And we haven't spoken about it yet. Is MLS. I want to talk about MLS. We spoke about me and Dave on the last call. I think that he started the season well. I think he's been a little bit rusty. I don't know if that's confidence or it's overconfidence, but he's got a big game against Wolves. He's got to prove that he can play ahead of Calafiori. At the moment, for me, he's not challenging Calafiori for that left.
Can I say to you boys as well? Did you? I mean, listen again. You got. I mean, I get no time to flick through and put my earbuds in to listen to the stream. And again, I appreciate you stepping in, Dave, and Tone running it yourself. I do appreciate what you guys doing that. If you covered the fact there were times how MLS defend. Last year we didn't do it, and someone flagged it up on X, and I was wondering he's defending how his angles of his body. He's allowing the players to come at him as and he's defensive. How his body shape. It's all wrong, and I'm just thinking to myself, is that a confidence thing? What has changed from what he was, last year to this year? Because the boy's confidence has dropped, and his body shape in defending was, you could see he's kind of inviting the player and he was showing him, he's not doing the right things, if you know what I mean. And I don't know if you boys picked up on that. And
the purchase of Nkapi, that's what's done him in. Because you buy in a £50 million left centre back, i.e. left back. He's looking at it. The guy's gone invincible. He's a Bundesliga winner. He's here to come and take my place. Calafiori, he's injured. I've got a chance with Calafiori to get in because the guy has niggly little injuries. Nkapi now, and he's looked at him for, is it Venezuela or Ecuador? He's the captain up there. He's hard as nails, the guy. He's a little bit too touch tight for my liking at the moment.
He does.
He's a bit aggressive. He's too
aggressive and on the field. He does.
I quite like that about him in one way.
We might come unstuck though one game when we got a dodgy ref, which is most of the Premier League games. Where he'll get himself a red card, a City red card.
He's what it is. As someone
said,
boys.
I know about Skelly, but that's what I reckon.
You're right with that. It's 100% right. He's obviously got to contribute to it. But I think with Big Gabby was like that as well. He's got his controlled aggression. He doesn't, and at the moment, Nketiah for me seems that he's not quite. You know, he's a strong. You don't muck about that, but you're getting too tight in the Premier League. I don't know if he's trying to feel the weight off. I get ahead of him. Big Gabby was doing it, and people would sort of like making him not look. You know,
yeah, he
Big
was making
Gabby
a few
now.
mistakes, Gabriel.
Exactly, he's making a mistake. You're getting a bit too tight, and I think he just reminds me of Gabby. He's still got room to grow. He's unbeaten. He's a captain of Ecuador. He's got room to grow. But you're right, and this is what he's competing with now because Calafiori, you can't drop him when he's fully fit and not suspended. Nketiah has proven when Gabby's out. So yeah, boys, I get what that's saying. I think MLS is a tone vitally important. 90 minutes.
Just another quick spanner to add in there, boys. If Ben White keeps on playing the way he does, then Timber reverts back to left back like when he first started for us. Yeah. You know, Timber's no mug at left back either.
Calafiori's not done anything wrong to get dropped, does he? He's only got a suspension.
As I say,
injuries and form and rotation.
I would absolutely hate. You know, I've done it on FIFA, and that's a virtual game. It's not even real. Yeah, you're sitting there going, you shouldn't be on the bench. This player shouldn't be on the bench, but I can't drop him. I can't drop that. This is a great headache to have, boys. We never had it before. We had David Luiz, Socrates, Mustafi. You know, we had bloody Lichtsteiner. Do you know what I mean? We've had Armand Traore. We've had
Andre Santos at left back.
You know, Andre Santos.
If you go back 10 years, we were fighting to get an injury.
Yeah.
Oh, got an Everton boy on.
Finesse on it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining. Yeah, listen, we've reiterated if you've missed it or you've been watching, the blue side of it, mate. I don't like the red side. Listen, it's going to be a tough game.
Coming to your new stadium.
Yeah, come join us. Come join us live when we do the preview. By all means, please comment. But we have said it's going to be a tough game. We're looking forward to it, but dreading it.
Everton are doing well this season.
They're doing very well. So thanks for joining. Please come join us. Look out for us on the live and come join in. Come join in when we do the preview.
They've got to stop having fights between themselves, though.
Don't fight. That's the problem. Infighting's going to be the problem. But yeah, it's Moisey. Listen, I like Moise.
He's doing a job there, isn't he?
He does exactly what it says on the tin.
He does. He's like Ron Seal. Does exactly what it says on the tin. That's
it. You know what you're going to get, don't you?
I'm a manager. Yeah. So yeah.
Right, we're nearly done an hour, gents. Let's get into the predicted scores. Go on, Wayne.
Listen, sorry, mate. Me?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Cheers, boys. Yeah, you know, I've got to go to bed soon anyway. No, I'm joking. But lucky enough, I've got the day off tomorrow, so I can have a sleep for past bloody 4 or 5 o'clock. But
that's it, mate.
What I'll say, boys, I want to go for a 4-0. I want a big score. I want a minimum of a Gyökeres double. So I'll go with 4-0, boys.
I ain't got no more to add. 4-0 for 4-0 for us.
4-0. I'm going to go with 2-0. 3-0. I'm going to have 3-0. I think Wolves are just going to sit in. He's literally going to set them up like Brentford come and sat in. They're going to go for a draw. They're literally probably looking at the game and going, Joe, what? Let's just not take a battering. Right,
that's why I say, Tone, vitally important. Ezra at number 10.
I think we break their low block down within the first 10 minutes. There you go. That's the prediction.
Yeah, the game plan, 100%. Tone, I think it's going to go like the Leeds game. And if you're watching, Dad, I apologise. But
sorry, mate.
You know, but yeah, it was 5-0. It was 5-0, but I think it's going to go like the Leeds game, and it will continue. But they will, you know, this team.
Well, look, Leeds done us a favour, so thanks, Mike. They kicked Chelsea out of the title race.
Yeah, that was funny.
They almost done City and all. They weren't far.
They did. They did.
Off of them, mate.
That's why I fancy. Look, the perfect weekend coming, lads. All right, we'll hopefully sitting here on Sunday. City have gone and lost to Palace. We've beaten Wolves, and we're sitting 5 points clear again.
As I say, you're going to have weekends where it's going to swing one way and swing the other. The only way it's going to stop if we keep winning and City keep losing. It's not going to happen. We've got to take advantage. Boys.
We've got to take advantage this weekend. We go away to Everton. That's not
put them under pressure, Tone, as you said.
Yeah, we need to go into that game with a 5-point cushion to the point where if we get out of there with a draw, we're still 4 points. Do you know what I mean? We've still got.
City are a suspension or an injury away from 3 or 4 key players. Diaz, Haaland, Donnarumma. Now this guy's got 4 yellow cards as a goalkeeper. He's nearly out for a game.
He's
I know it sounds mad, but
it's a nightmare.
It's a shame Donnarumma's not African because he would have fucked off with the nation.
As I say, exactly. They're a Haaland injury away, a month or whatever away from struggling.
Even that Nico Gonzalez guy, or there's about 4 key players to that side. One of them's missing. I'm telling you, you're running right through them.
Yeah.
100%. I'm not worried about City this year. I'm telling you, I'm not.
100%.
I'm worried if Haaland stays fit all season. I generally think that it's gonna. The thing is of us is like PTSD, right? We spoke about it the other day, right? PTSD. Last weekend kicked in for me. We lost last minute to Aston Villa. We won away to Champions League. We're back to the Premier League. Right? We're at home. There's the pressure is now going to be relentless on us every weekend. Right, we're going to be going into games. We got a few bogey teams during this Christmas period. Brighton being at home, being one of them. Right, that's a big old bogey team for us at the Emirates. We're going to go into that, right? And if City are still on our backs, this is where, for me, my anxiety kicks in, because whenever we've been under that sort of pressure, it's never worked, right? Yeah. And you're just sitting there going, like, prove us wrong. Because I think when you go to the games, the Brentford game, we got an early goal and the relief around the stadium is nuts. It was 1-0 up, right? But then as the game second half got on, we sort of to step back, and a few blokes around me literally said, "I can see Brentford scoring there and this being an absolute fucking disaster." Right? Yeah. We don't, and that made me. I was sitting there thinking, going, he's actually right. We don't trust. We don't, although we've got so many players, we don't trust our players to get it over the line. And I don't think that's us saying they're not good enough. I think it's because of the years of what we've been through. We've been so close. I think there's such an anxiety with the Arsenal supporters. Like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. And that's where, Charles, thanks for your comment, mate.
Cheers, matey.
Jason, no injuries derailing our charge.
Charles, there's too many muscle injuries. The club needs to sort it out. But I get it, mate. Definitely, it's both. Yeah.
I know we've been over an hour. I'm not going to try not to go too long, but injuries. Like, what the fuck? Why have we got so many injuries compared to other clubs? We shouldn't have this many. And I agree. Charles, definitely agree with your comment there. In the stadium again, Rice went down, and everyone around him was going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Like, what we do? Are we overtraining the players?
This is another thing.
What's going on? Because we don't
between games, because we got games every 3 days. A lot of managers don't actually train. They just do recoveries, don't they?
Yeah.
Might
be Malcolm, mate. I think he might be.
Thanks again, Malcolm. Yeah, I think it's vitally important for us, mate. We need to, because I think we're not good at going to Goodison Park, and the crowd will be, they'll be bouncing for that. So we need a level head in the back, in my opinion. So hopefully for our sake. Hopefully, But thanks,
good need him.
Everyone. Thanks for your comments. I mean, it's been great. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we'll call it there. Been on stream for over an hour.
Gone really quick.
Had fun, boys. Had fun.
I think the Friday evenings are really good because I think people are just chilling there. Full week of work's done and enjoying their evenings. I'm glad you're tuning in and choosing to listen to us on your Friday evenings. Get involved. We're happy to have a chat with you and debate football. That's why we're here. That's why we're
all 3 of us appreciate it. And again, thank you for subscribing. Thanks for the comments. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you at the post-match after the Wolves game. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys.
Have a good
Take
night,
care,
guys.
all of you. All the best.
Guys and girls.